I never thought I was that wife. You know, the paranoid one who checks phones and sets traps. But after 12 years of marriage, my husband Daniel started working late every Tuesday and Thursday. No calls, no texts, phone face down. My sister said, "He's cheating, divorce him." My mum said, "Men need space, don't be dramatic." So I did something stupid. I faked it. I told Daniel I want a divorce. I just wanted to see if he'd fight for me. I never expected him to smile with relief. And I definitely didn't expect what I found when I followed him the next Tuesday. Because Daniel wasn't cheating. He was living a whole second life with a wife and a son. I'm Melissa, 38, married Daniel at 26. We met in college. He was pre-med, I was nursing. He didn't become a doctor. He said the debt wasn't worth it. He became a medical sales rep instead. Good money, good hours. For 12 years, we were solid. Mortgage, 2 dogs, Sunday brunch with my parents. We talked about kids next year for 8 years straight. Then we just stopped talking about it. The first red flag was 6 months ago, Tuesday nights. "I have a new territory," he said. "Client dinners. You know how it is." I did know. I'd been to them. Doctors, steakhouses, expense accounts. But Daniel stopped coming home smelling like steak. He smelled like fabric softener, like laundry, like a house. Second red flag, his phone. We used to share locations for safety. One day it was off. "Phone's dying too fast," he said. "New update killed the battery." Third red flag, cash. Daniel always used cards for points, but I found $600 ATM withdrawals every other week. Same ATM, 20 miles away from his client dinners. I told my sister Kayla. She's divorced. She has opinions. "Mel, he's cheating. All men cheat. Test him." How? Tell him you want a divorce. If he begs, he loves you. If he doesn't react, he's already gone. It sounded insane. It sounded like reality TV. But the not knowing was worse. It was a Thursday. He came home at 11:40 p.m, shirt wrinkled, tired. I was sitting at the kitchen table. Divorce papers I printed from the internet in front of me. I hadn't signed them. I couldn't. I said it calm, like we rehearsed. "Daniel, I'm not happy. I think we should get divorced." My hands were shaking. I waited for him to panic, to say, "What? Why? Let's talk. Let's do counselling." He didn't. He looked at the papers. Then he looked at me. And he exhaled, like he'd been holding his breath for months. He said, "Okay. Just okay. Then, if that's what you want, I'll call a lawyer tomorrow. We can split everything 50-50. It's fair." No questions. No fight. No, "I love you, don't do this." He went upstairs, took a shower, went to bed. I lay next to him all night, staring at the ceiling. My sister was wrong. He wasn't cheating. He was relieved. He wanted out. But why? I couldn't sleep for 5 days. I was a ghost. Daniel was normal, polite. He even made coffee in the morning, like we were roommates ending a lease. Tuesday came, 5:30 p.m, "Client dinner," he said, kissing my cheek. "Same as always. Don't wait up." I waited 10 minutes. Then I followed him. I felt sick, like I was the criminal. I told myself, if he goes to a restaurant, I'll turn around. I'll apologise. I'll beg him to go to therapy. He didn't go to a restaurant. He drove 20 miles, to a suburb I'd never been to. Pulled into a driveway. 2-storey house, blue shutters, tricycle on the porch. He used a key. He walked in like he owned it. I sat in my car across the street for 2 hours. My hands went numb. At 8:15 p.m, the front door opened. A woman came out. 30 seconds. Pretty. Holding a little boy. Maybe 5 years old. Dark curly hair. Daniel's eyes. Daniel followed. He kissed the woman. On the lips. Like a husband. He picked up the boy, swung him around. The boy yelled, "Daddy!" I threw up in my mouth. I took a picture. I couldn't help it. Proof. For who? The divorce lawyer I didn't have? I drove home in silence. He came home at 11:30. I was waiting. The picture printed on the table. He saw it. His face went white. "Melissa, I can explain. Is that your son?" Silence. "Daniel, is that your son?" He sat down, hard, like his legs gave out. "His name is Noah. He's 5. 5 years. We'd been married 12. The woman? Her name is Sarah. We met 6 years ago at a conference. It was supposed to be one time, but she got pregnant. She didn't want an abortion. I didn't want to. I panicked." "So you had a second family?" "I paid child support. I set up a college fund. I went Tuesdays and Thursdays. I told myself I was doing the right thing, being responsible. I couldn't leave you. I couldn't leave him." "Did you love her?" He didn't answer. That was an answer. "Why didn't you fight when I asked for divorce?" He finally looked up, tears in his eyes. "Because I was tired, Mal. I've been living 2 lives for 5 years. Lying to you, lying to her. I told her I travel for work. I told you I had clients. I was drowning. When you said divorce, it felt like permission to stop." I didn't scream. I was past screaming. I was cold. I asked to meet her. He said no. I went anyway. The next day, while he was at work, I knocked on her door. Sarah opened it. She saw me. She saw the ring on my finger. She knew. She didn't yell either. She just said, "He told me he was separated. For 3 years. He said the divorce was complicated." We stood there. 2 wives, 1 man. Noah came to the door. "Mummy, who's that?" Sarah pulled him back. "A friend from Daddy's work." I looked at that boy. My husband's son. He had Daniel's smile. And I realised I wasn't the only one who'd been lied to. I left before I said something I'd regret to a 5-year-old. I contacted a divorce attorney that week. By month 2, the papers were filed. No more fake threats. Daniel didn't contest anything. He gave me the house. He gave me half his 401k. He said, "It's the least I can do." He moved in with Sarah. Fully. No more Tuesdays. Last I heard, they're in counselling, trying to make it work for Noah. Do I hate him? Some days. Do I hate her? I tried, but she was lied to just like me. The worst part isn't the cheating. It's the 5 years of birthdays, holidays, anniversaries where he was half there, texting her under the table, leaving early, buying 2 sets of Christmas gifts. He didn't choose her over me. He chose lying over being a man. My sister asked if I regret threatening divorce. No, because the truth, even when it's ugly, is better than living with a ghost. If you're feeling that gut feeling, the one that says something's wrong, don't set a trap like I did. Just ask. And if they can't look you in the eye, you already have your answer. So, what would you do? If you found out your spouse had a second family, would you walk away the second you knew? Or stay long enough to figure out what's real? Tell me your exact line in the comments. I read every single one. And I'll tell you what happened when Noah's mum texted me last week, in part 2.